Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So we are reading from Canto 4, the fourth order, Chapter 8, Dhruva Maharaj leaves home, text number 52. Evam Bhagavato Rupam Shubhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate. Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate Evam Bhagavato Rupam Nirvritya Paraya Turnam Sampannam Na Nivartate. Word to word translation. Evam Bhagavata, thus Bhagavata of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rupam, form. Subhadram, very auspicious. Dhyayatah, meditating. Manaha, the mind. Nirvritya, being freed from all material contamination. Paraya, transcendental. Turnam, very soon. Sampannam, being enriched. Na, never. Nirvartate, come down. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath ki. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. One who meditates in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious form of the Lord, is very soon freed from all material contamination, and he does not come down from meditation upon the Lord. Purport. This fixed meditation is called samadhi or trance. A person constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord cannot be deviated from meditating on the form of the Lord as described herein. The Archana Marga or the devotional path prescribed in Pancharatra system of devotional service for worshipping the deity in the temple makes the devotee think constantly of the Lord. That is samadhi or trance. One who practices in this way cannot deviate from the service of the Lord, and that makes him perfect in the mission of human life. Let's chant the Mangalacharan prayer together. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama eva kevalam kalau nastyaiva 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 gatiranyatha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to North Sydney Hare Krishna Temple on Sunday morning. So today we are going to talk on a very important aspect of bhakti. I seek blessing from you all who are presently here, who are listening from different devices, Mayapur TV, Facebook, etc. That may the right word comes out of my mouth for the pleasure of the Lord and Lord's devotees. And may I keep my attitude, my humbleness here and even after the class. Hare Krishna. So text number 52. Evam bhagavato rupam subhadram dhyayato manaha Nirvritya paraya turnam sampannam na nivartate. One who meditates in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious form of the Lord, is very soon freed from all material contamination, and he does not come down from meditation upon the Lord. In this particular text, there are quite few number of things which are actually given as an instruction to Dhruva Maharaj. And this is what we are following in ISKCON. This is what Srila Prabhupada has taught us to. So number one is Samadhi. The point where Narad Muni is actually saying is the Samadhi aspect, the trance. And the second point, which I have derived from this text, is he does not come down. Nivartate, he does not come down. So from the point where he has taken himself, he does not come down. We have seen in history there are so many great exalted devotees who have done meditations for years and years, but there's a flick of something happened. Something, there are different stories, different something. That something happened and they have fallen down. Fallen down in the sense what? They were not on the top of the tree and they have fallen down. They have actually brought themselves up to a limit where it's not the body they are concentrating on, it's the mind. They are taking it out and concentrating on the soul. And from that point, they fall down. So this part is very delicate. If you take it as simple, it is simple. If you take it as a hard, it is hard. So it's up to an individual how that individual wants to take it. This particular text is actually when Narad Muni is giving instructions to Dhruva Maharaj, that these are the things you should be doing, these are the things. First, he tried to convince him that this is not the step for you, this is not the age, you're too young. But he saw that Dhruva Maharaj is very dhrida, he's very, not adamant, but he's very strong in his thought that he wants to achieve the Lord. He wants to do meditation for the Lord. As per his stepmother and mother both, what they have given him, go and take shelter of the Lord. But he doesn't know how to do it. So here Narad Muni is telling him, this is how you should do it. So it's like when we watch a movie, or when we recently we had this cricket match, right? And I can see people, whether it's devotee, non-devotee, everyone is talking about cricket. So whatever we watch, whoever is a hero or whoever has, achieved that level of fame, we all take him as our hero. And we want to understand that particular person in different aspect. How does he sits? How does he walks? What does he do? What is his favorite, games or things like that? In the same way, Narad Muni is actually explaining Dhruva Maharaj that this is how the Lord is. So we have seen in different, movements, in different beliefs, they say there is God, right? There is one supreme personality. This one supreme power. But they don't explain how it is. They don't explain how does it actually looks. They don't explain what are the distinct features of that supreme power. Bhagavatam explains it. This is just a fraction of explanation. There's further more. But Dhruva Maharaj is given this instruction by Narad Muni that this is how the Lord looks. So he starts from his feature, he starts from his dresses, then he goes to his different ornaments, and bringing the whole aspect that how that supreme personality of Godhead looks like into that 5 years old child's mind. So he is absorbing not only how he looks like, he's also absorbing what is he wearing, what's the color of the cloth, what's the exactly design of the jewelries he's wearing. Everything he's telling him. Now after telling everything, he's bringing him into the point of samadhi. This exact samadhi explained in Bhagavad Gita also, where Krishna actually explaining Arjuna that this is how we should do samadhi. Before I say something, I want to ask what's your understanding of samadhi is. When you hear this word samadhi, what comes in your mind? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, trance. It's a very good word. What does it mean? Yeah, so it's a bodily activity which you are doing something, right? I mean, sitting there, you are doing something, samadhi. And then you said is bringing the mind together, fixed in what? Yeah, exactly. It is said very simply, but it is very hard to practice, isn't it? We all know this is how we should do. We all know the definition of samadhi, the trance, but are we able to achieve it? If we are achieving it, we are definitely not here then. It is really hard. It is really hard. Chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita actually starts with question. Arjuna is actually asking, okay, you are saying this, you are saying that. What is actually samadhi is? So from text 2, Sri Krishna is actually explaining what is samadhi, and till text 9 is actually telling us exactly what Narad Muni is telling to Dhruva Maharaj. So it's like we are in an illusion. This world, as we all know, we are in an illusion. It's a kind of a dream we are in. Whatever we are seeing is actually there, but it's not there. So it's very confusing. You're saying something and you're denying something in the same sentence. That's called illusion. And in samadhi, what happens is you're actually concentrating, but this mind and your intelligence and your soul sitting all together, you're bringing everything together, but it is hard, even at that moment, it is hard for a person to stick to that level, and it is very easy from that level to come down. So in Nectar of Instruction, if anyone knows the text number 8, please recite. Does anyone know Nectar of Instruction text 8? You can see and recite if you want to. So text 8 of Nectar of Instruction actually says the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Rajagolaka Vrindavan Dham and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Is it making any sense? It doesn't. It looks like it. So the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Prabhupada explains there are 5 stages. 5 stages of samadhi actually. And through the 5 stages, the middle stage have 5 parts. And in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining those 5 parts, which is hearing, Shravanadas, acceptance, Varanadas, remembering, Smaranavastha, constant remembering, anusmriti, and the last one is achievement, Sampatti Das. Can you please repeat after me? Hearing, Shravana Das. Sorry, everybody. Hearing, Shravana Das. Acceptance, Varana Das. Remembering, Smaranavastha. Constant remembering, Anusmriti. Achievement, Sampatti Das. So, how it works is hearing the first stage, where by default or with the group or go with the flow, an individual just, unintentionally or very unsystematically, he starts hearing. So, like, oh, everyone is coming to the Bhagavatam, let me also come. Oh, if I don't sit in the Bhagavatam, then I won't get the prasadam. Whatever it's the reason, you will come and hear. You will sit somewhere from here, somewhere from there. Sometimes you will come in the Bhagavatam, sometimes you will just, okay, no, not today. But there is a chain of this unsystematic hearing. From that hearing, you cultivate the understanding of pastimes. Who is Lord? And then accepting that it is what you're not able to continue something, accepting it that this is material platform, and on this material platform I'm trying to understand the devotional service. So devotional service and chanting, they both go together. You can't just only chant and think you're going to get perfection if you don't have devotional service with that. And you can't only just do devotional service and don't chant at all, thinking that, oh, I'm doing something and I'll achieve the perfection. They both go together. So accepting the fact that there will be material desires while hearing. So while coming to the class, while going to Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vriksha, and then attaining your different activities, but there would be an aspect of material desire sitting in your heart. Now, with Srila Prabhupada's so many purports, and I'm pretty sure all of you have read, heard, do you think material desire should be there when you are cultivating devotional service and when you are achieving to the path of bhakti? Do you think material desire should be there? Anybody? Any answer? By the way, there's no right or wrong answer, so you can answer anything. Yes, we should not have material desire, but the material desire will be there, isn't it? We try so hard. Oh, we are in bhakti line, we shouldn't have this material desire. Oh, we are following this regulative principle. Oh, we are doing chanting, we should not have this. But the material desire will constantly be there, and that's called platform of mind. So at this stage, Shravanadas, hearing, and then coming to the Varanadas, which is acceptance. Accepting what? The fact that material desire will be there, and then cultivating it. Fine, it is there, but I still need to cultivate my bhakti. I still need to cultivate, I still need to chant, I still need to do devotional service. And in this stage, when we hear it, we are actually accepting it, that it is part of us. And when we are accepting it, it is a part of us, we understand Krishna as real. Because yes, it's like an example, you're standing in front of the mirror and there is a plate of good, ripe fruits. You're seeing the mirror, you're seeing it and you want to grab that fruit, but you're grabbing that fruit through the mirror. What will you get? You will get hurt. You will try to go through the mirror, which you will not. Oh, what's the matter? Where is the fruit? Behind you. The fruit is behind you. So what are you doing actually? What are we all doing actually? We are actually turning ourselves be away from Krishna. So, understanding that fruit is the actual truth, and we are seeing the reflection, and we are trying to achieve the actual truth through the reflection, which is hard. Which is hard. All we have to do is turn back. Now, if we understand this small analogy, I want to put that analogy in this philosophy, which is accepting that there is a mirror, and then trying to achieve, and then trying to see where is the Lord. Then we will be able to see the Lord if we understand that the mirror is there. So yes, this is the body. We are the body. We also have the soul also. So that understanding the soul aspect, and then the seed in our heart, which has been given by our spiritual master, that sprouts when we understand the fact that the reality is behind us and we are focusing in front of us, which is not the reality. That is where the sprouts, the bhakti beej, the seed in our heart sprouts. And this plant is real. This bhakti inside our heart, it is real. It is not a reflection, but it is real. Then start of that reality genuinely turning away from the reflection. Then when you understand that the reflection, the mirror in front is the reflection, then you genuinely try to move away from that reflection. And how do you do that? You try to concentrate your mind in what? What is the process? The simple process, number one. Mataji's, I know you are doing a nice devotional service, but you are listening too. What's the process of bringing your mind? What's the process of, what is the process Srila Prabhupada told us? Number one, chanting. Yes, chanting. Number two, hearing. Hearing of what? Harikatha. Classes. Yes, through classes only you hear. Yes, nice. Shravanam. So at the moment we are at Shravanam. So chanting and Shravanam, that cultivates your thought process. So now you are always constantly, because you are listening to the Lord's Katha, you are chanting. Now your thought process gets purified. Now again, at this stage, do you still have desire? Yes. Thank you. You still have desire. At this stage, you still have desire. You're still thinking of the Lord. You're still chanting. And then, when the desires come, when you chant, actually, basically, when you chant, sometimes when you chant, you're actually seeing the Lord. You're actually seeing the pastime of the Lord. What do you say to your mind? You're chanting, right? And the thoughts are coming. What do you say to your mind? Sorry? Keep chanting. Thank you, Prabhu. That's what actually the mistake we do. Basically, when we are doing chanting, we all want to come to that platform that we are actually thinking of Lord's pastime. So I was listening to Urmila Mataji's lecture, and there she was saying it very firmly, that when we are chanting and unintentionally we fall into the pastime of Lord's, don't stop it. What Mataji is saying is, don't stop your mind, because that's what the focus is. That's where we want to bring our mind to. So don't stop it, let it go. That is called achievement, where it's a very high level of chanting, where you're chanting and you're actually thinking of Lord's pastime. And you're actually getting attracted to Krishna as a form. And that stage is called acceptance. That yes, you're chanting, you should be chanting, but you're thinking of Lord. It's a good thing. You're thinking of Lord. That is called remembrance. When you're smarana vastha, when you're position is always remembering wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are able to think of Lord. That is Smarana Avastha. Again, in Smarana Avastha, there are quite steps where you're trying to control your mind. Your mind is constantly jumping like monkey. I want this, I want that, nice smell, I want to eat. Things like the nice color, I want to take. Nice color, I want to offer it to Lord. Nice smell, I want to make that food and offer it to Lord. So that's called dovetailing of our desires, which are coming constantly like monkeys jumping. Well, we want to dovetail it to the Lord, and that is called the process, what we are talking about. And this is called meditation, when constantly we are thinking of Lord in any position we are in without any interruption. If someone is able to come to that platform thinking of Lord's pastime without any interruption, that's where the meditation starts. And that's where he's able to achieve that meditation. But he's still in the platform of mind. He's still sitting there. This interrupted remembering is like entering into Krishna's Leela. Then absorbing in, like still in the platform of mind, but the senses, you have the sense of being. So you understand that Krishna is wearing those golden anklets, the bells are like this color, the bells are making sounds, the dhoti is yellow color, and each aspects of Krishna's pastime, Krishna's form is constantly keeping you engaged, and you're constantly absorbed in it. Then comes the concentration and focus, where you're mentally entering into that Leela. Just like that story of, I don't remember, is it Rupa Goswami or Jiva Goswami, where he was just sitting inside his hut and he was remembering of the pastime where there was a pastime of when Krishna does the swing and he stops the swings where Radharani falls down and he starts laughing. But when he starts laughing, there was like limping man who was just passing by. He thought, oh, he's laughing because I'm limping. So he felt bad. And when he felt bad, as soon as he felt bad, the Leela watch he was watching was stopped. And because he is a realized soul, he understood, I have done something wrong. Because I couldn't complete the Leela. Definitely something has been wrong. So he talks to his brother. His brother says, I think you have done Vaishnava Aparad. I'm sitting in my hut. There's no way I can commit any Vaishnava Aparad. There's no mingling with the world at all. And he said, okay, well, let's find it out. Let's do a party. So they ask for everyone to come and have prasadam, and in this prasadam this particular person doesn't come because he got offended, and because only he didn't come, they come to know that okay, fine, somehow, some way we might have offended this particular devotee. So they ran to this particular devotee and they ask him what has happened. Then he reveals and they ask for forgiveness. But that aspect of him going deep into the Leela is actually entering into the Leela. You forget about the surrounding, and you're focused into that Leela. And that is fully spiritual. Is it fully spiritual? At this moment, is it fully spiritual? No. There is a tinge of mind aspect still sitting in there. At this moment, there is, you are still in the platform of mind. That's what Shastra is saying. Then you constantly remember your meditation. Then you expand both the Leelas in material world and in spiritual world. When you're able to do that, that's where you're constantly meditating, and that's when you come to the platform of Samadhi. When you're able to bring both the worlds together. The difference. So this is called absorption in trance. Fully entering into the pastime of Lord. Kapiladev Muni is actually in his teaching, he's saying mind is like hook. You capture the Lord through that hook. And how do you do that? By training the mind, by training the hook, and not getting deviated, not getting distracted, chanting and hearing. Then what happens when you hook Lord, when you hook the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the mind gets dissolved. When the mind gets dissolved, it achieves the samadhi, and this dissolves any of the remaining aspects of mind. So at this point, whatever your mind, any anarthas or any wishes at that stage is you are having, it goes off. Even when subconsciously you might not know, it will go off. Then it gets to Krishna's interest. So Krishna wants to see you because you have brought yourself into that stage. At this stage, it's no more your desire because you don't have any desire left. Krishna will desire and Krishna will want to see. Now, Krishna is supreme. He can come at this point of time. He can come at the beginning, hearing point of time, just for giving some encouragement to a early stage of devotee. He will come at any stage. There's no formula for Krishna to come, but there's a formula for us to follow. And this is the Samadhi formula, the 5 steps. And at this stage where the Sampatti Das happens, where Krishna actually is pleased, this is what Narad Muni in this text is explaining. You have to bring your mind to that level, then Krishna will come and give you darshan, give you your his association personally to you. Srila Prabhupada says this stage is the naked form of material desires. Our desires is where it gets dissolved. This is what the stage is. One will not go back to that reflection, the fruit, mirror. One will not go back to mirror because one has actually turned towards the fruit. Of course, there is a free will. Of course, that soul still is in the material platform. There is a free will for him not to turn to the real fruit, but still standing in front of the reflection and be happy. But at this stage, because he have done so much of practice, there's no way he is going to be happy by looking at the mirror. He wants to be happy by looking at the real fruit which is behind him. So now he can see Maya, but he doesn't blame Maya. Now he can see Maya as it is. Now he can see Maya as the potency of the Lord, because Maya Devi is doing her job very, very nicely, and that's how she is stronger than us. Because she is doing her job nicely, we are not. We are failing in doing our job. As a human, we have got a job. What is the job? Earn good car, good house. Yes, thank you. Bhakti, yes. As a human, this is the only work we have to cultivate the relationship, the lost relationship with the Lord. Because we are also living entity. We are also same like the dogs and cats. What is the difference? This is the difference. Because dogs and cats won't understand this connection. They won't be able to cultivate this connection. We can. And when we see that this is what our goal is, when we try to see the mirror, okay, mirror is not there, accepting the mirror is there, but understanding the realities behind, that's where we come to this point of text number 52, which Narad Muni is instructing us, and even Srila Prabhupada wants us to understand. There is one point which I wanted to share was, when we start chanting, when we start our initiate, like the life of initiation, it's not the end. It's actually the start of our spiritual life. And at this time, if we say that I should not have a material desire, and if I'm having a material desire, I'm fallen, it's wrong. It's wrong because when we achieve this understanding of meditation and understanding of how the meditation process cleans our mind and heart, and then if we have that aspect that we should not have material desire, we should meditate, that is yoga. That is not what Srila Prabhupada is asking us to do. Srila Prabhupada is asking us that we need to cultivate meditation for bhakti, for love. To have love in our heart, desire has to be there. And how you can cultivate that desire for bhakti is what these processes are telling us. So if we have material desires, we need to understand how to curb it, how to park it, and look towards Krishna. See Lord in every aspect, in every happening in our life. Because it's not that easy to sit in a trance position and attain achievement, attain samadhi. It's a practice. And that practice is meditation. So very clearly, Srila Prabhupada is saying that meditation will have material desires, will have it. You will need to understand where it is coming from, why it is coming, and how I can dovetail. And then only we can achieve bhakti. Sorry. So I want to just conclude my talking here. If anyone wants to say something, add something, correct me, or yes, Prabhu. The question is the samadhi, at the stage of samadhi, material and spiritual. Oh, okay. So you're taking my sentence. You want to. Yeah. So it's like when someone has practiced something, even when he is in dream, or practiced something in a very higher level, even when he is in dream, or even when he is not in that particular arena of his expertise, he's able to execute it. And that execution only happens through experience. Not experience in the sense you've got it somewhere, but you've practiced it. The experience coming from practice. Not like someone has literally pushed you to do it. No. When you are practicing it, when you understand why you're practicing, and when you're practicing it, you understand how you should be practicing it, that's when you get the experience, which we call, in a different terms, in a material terms, we call wise and wisdom. Wise and wisdom is something like you have been thrown into that particular experience and you've learned from it. So you've got expertise into that. But the constant remembering, the expanding of both the worlds together is where you know the fact that there is a mirror, you know the fact that the reality is behind, and you also know the fact that you are in this material life, and then trying to absorb yourself into the Leela. Am I confusing it, or? It is, Prabhu, in a simple terms, if we are in a constant process of hearing and chanting, it comes by default. But it takes long time. The process takes a long time, and obviously it needs mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas to come to that point. And when a person is constantly able to remember the Lord through his own practice, through the mercies of devotees, and through the mercies of Lord's special devotees, then he is able to come into the bring both the platforms together. Does anyone has any better explanation of this? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. So at this point, we are just talking about the philosophy, but when we practice it, yes, yeah. And it's like you may not be deviated because you desire to be deviated. It's like you buy a nice car, you're driving in that nice car, and you want to maintain that car. It's giving you full pleasure and happiness. You're happy with that car, but someone somewhere just breaks the signal and bumps into your car. Your car got broken. That's a deviation. You were in a happy part with the car, and the car gets broken. The happiness is that's the end of your happiness. I think I'm creating more confusion. The material will not become spiritual. It's your mind. Yeah, that is the conclusion. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. When Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada explained this for people who are starting of their bhakti. So for people who are newly taking their chanting beat, for them to think of Lord while chanting, it's what do you call not it won't come simultaneously. It will be like, oh, because I've heard in this class that I should be chanting and thinking of the Lord, I should be in the pastime of the Lord. You're trying to bring it. It doesn't work like that. So what this process of samadhi, Prabhu, is the last step. We are not even close to it. We are chanting, we are hearing Lord's pastime, but the second three stages of samadhi is where what we have done, how it should be done. At the moment, we are practicing these two things. So, definitely, Srila Prabhupada said, chanting means only to hear, hear, and hear, nothing else. We need to bring that in our how many times we are hearing that. If now at this stage, if you're asking, I am doing chanting, but still my mind goes into the pastime. Okay, once the pastime is finished, bring it back and complete the chanting. Yeah, then it continues. That's what is actually here. The process of samadhi is saying. But we are not there yet, Prabhu. So we need to chant. We need to complete those rounds. And because if you keep thinking on it, you're still sitting in your house, you still have to, go and eat, you still have to go out to buy your groceries, you're still there. So thinking of that would be in a separate time. But chanting, I mean, finish the chanting by hearing the words, the syllable of the Mahamantra. And the point which I'm making here is really at the advanced stage where, Dhruva Maharaj is sitting in a samadhi position. Sorry, anything I need to know? Dhruva Maharaj is sitting in a position where he has left his house, and he is a prince. He left every poshness and richness. He left it. He came here, and his only consciousness, his only focus is to achieve the Lord. And that's what the steps I'm saying. Definitely I myself is not at that level, but is just for the sake of this text, I have brought these points in front of you all. So this is a very high level, Prabhu. I mean, Narad Muni, can you imagine? Narad Muni is his spiritual master, and to this 5-year-old, you see 5 years old nowadays, how innocent they are, how free they are from any kind of respect, disrespect, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. They are that free. And we are talking about the age of golden age, Satya Yuga, where it's like the human life is like 100,000 years. So it's not possible for us at 100 years of average of human life. It's not possible for us to do it. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said to us, the only process which will bring you out of this consciousness of bodily is chanting. And how chanting? Only here, here, and here. The syllable. So I'm sorry if I have confused any one of you, but this is what the text is, and I know it's a very high level text. I'm not sure whether I'm able to express and explain it well, but the text where Dhruva Maharaj and Narad Muni is, after this is where Dhruva Maharaj attains perfection. So it's a very high level, and the age era was different too. Okay, thank you. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gurudev ki jai.